I overheard my wife telling her friends she'd never date a janitor like me if she wasn't a single mom. So I said, fine, and filed for divorce. She threatened to take everything. She forgot about the prenup. Hello Reddit I plus here. Didn't react when I heard it. That's the part people don't get when I tell this story. They expect shouting, confrontation, something dramatic. But no. I just stood there in the hallway, half hidden behind the wall, still in my work uniform, listening to my wife laugh about me like I wasn't even human. If I wasn't a single mom back then, she said, swirling her drink, I would never have dated a janitor like him. Her friends laughed. One of them even added, girl, you settled. Settled. I remember staring down at my hands, rough, a little cracked from work, but steady. Those same hands had paid bills, fixed things around the house, packed her kids' school lunches when she overslept. Settled. I didn't walk in. I didn't give them the satisfaction of seeing my face. I just left. That night, I didn't go back inside. I drove around for hours, replaying it in my head, not just what she said, but every moment leading up to it. The little comments, the subtle disrespect I had brushed off as stress or bad days, it all made sense now. By morning, I was done. I called a lawyer before I even went to work. We had a prenup. Ironically, it was her idea when we got married. She said she had too much to lose. I had laughed back then because I had almost nothing. No property, no big savings, just a plan I was slowly building toward. But I signed it anyway. No ego, no argument. Turned out that was the smartest decision I ever made. I filed for divorce quietly, no warning. She found out when she got served at work. Apparently that didn't go well. She came home early that day, slamming the door so hard it shook the walls. I was sitting at the table eating like it was any other day. What the hell is this? She snapped, throwing the papers in front of me. I didn't even flinch. It's a divorce filing. Her face twisted. Over what? What did I do? I looked at her for a long moment. You really don't know. That's when she realized. Her whole tone shifted instantly. Oh my God, you heard that? You're seriously doing this over a joke? A joke? I repeated. Yes, we were just talking. You know how conversations go. I didn't mean it like that. I nodded slowly. You meant it exactly like that. That's when the switch flipped. She went from defensive to aggressive in seconds. You think you can just throw this away after everything I've done? I will take everything from you. Do you hear me? Everything. I leaned back in my chair, almost relaxed. Try, I said. That one word made her even angrier, and that's when she made her biggest mistake. She forgot about the prenup. The weeks leading up to court were messy. Not because of me. I kept things simple. My lawyer handled everything. I showed up when needed, signed what I had to, and stayed quiet. She, on the other hand, went all in. First, it was emotional manipulation, late-night messages, long paragraphs about how I was abandoning her and her child. Voice notes where she cried, saying I was destroying the family. I didn't respond. Then came the guilt. You knew my situation when you married me. I trusted you. You're proving everyone right about men like you. Still, nothing from me. When that didn't work, she switched tactics again, anger. She started telling people I was controlling, that I was insecure about my job, that I couldn't handle a strong woman. Some mutual friends stopped talking to me. Others reached out quietly, asking if it was true. I didn't defend myself. I knew where this was going. And I knew something she clearly didn't. The prenup wasn't just a formality. It was airtight. Court day came and she walked in like she was about to win a war, dressed sharp, confident. Surrounded by energy that said she believed she had the upper hand, I showed up in a simple suit. Calm. When proceedings started, her lawyer came out aggressive. They painted a picture. I was emotionally distant, financially inadequate, unfit to maintain the marital standard she deserved. At one point, they actually emphasized my job title like it was evidence of failure. A janitor, he said, almost like it tasted bad coming out of his mouth. I didn't react. My lawyer just nodded and waited. Then it was our turn. He didn't raise his voice, didn't argue emotionally. He just presented facts. Assets acquired before marriage, mine. Savings, mine. Investments I had quietly built over the years, mine. Even the house she loved to show off to her friends, mine. All protected. Line by line, clause by clause. He walked the court through the prenup. You could feel the shift in the room. Her confidence started cracking. Then came her turn to speak. And that's where things fell apart for her. She tried to cry. Tried to talk about sacrifice, about love, about how unfair everything was. Then she slipped. You can't let him walk away like this, she said, frustration bleeding through. He's just a janitor. He wouldn't have anything without this marriage. The room went quiet. Even the judge looked up. My lawyer didn't interrupt. He didn't need to. Because in that moment, she showed exactly who she was. Not a victim, just someone who believed I was beneath her. The rest of the hearing was quick. The prenup held. Her claims, denied. Her attempt to take the house, rejected. Financial demands, reduced to almost nothing. By the time it was over, she wasn't angry anymore. She looked stunned. Like reality had finally caught up. Outside the courtroom, she tried one last time. Wait, she said, stepping in front of me. I stopped, but I didn't say anything. We can fix this, she added quickly. We don't have to end like this. I was just upset. I didn't mean any of it. I looked at her for a second. Then I asked, if I never heard you that night, would you have ever told me how you really felt? She didn't answer. That was all I needed. I walked around her and kept going. No anger, no speech, no looking back. A year later, my life looks completely different. I'm no longer working the same job. I moved up, took opportunities I had been building toward quietly. I manage operations now, ironically overseeing people doing the exact job she mocked. But that's not the point. The point is peace. No tension, no quiet disrespect hiding behind smiles. Just space to exist without being looked down on. Sometimes people ask if I regret how things ended. I don't, because the truth is, she didn't lose me in court. She lost me the moment she forgot I was standing right there in the hallway,